Hello to all of my Scorpios. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Scorpios. Let's do it. Let's see what your cards have to say. I'm talking to you if you have Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart. That's anywhere in your birth chart, not just your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or not just your inner planets, but also your outer planets as well. Let's do it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's see what your cards have to say, Scorpios. Happy waxing crescent moon in Sagittarius. If you watched the previous video, you already have the questions for the moon in Sagittarius. Remember, the questions are just optional, right? They are not mandatory. A lot of people ask me, I'm trying to help you all as much as possible, giving you all the signs in numerology, signs and messages that source is trying to send you through numbers, through planets, through what's retrograde, tarot, colors, scents, auras. I'm trying to give you every sign under the sun so that you can feel comfortable with listening to your own inner voice. So that's the whole purpose. So let's get into it. Scorpios, let's get into it. I'm talking to you if you have Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart. Like I said, including not just your sun sign, but even your inner and outer planets. Let's do it. Let's see what your cards have to say. All right, first card out of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Here we have the King of Swords. Here we have the Everything is Fine, the Hermit card, the Lover's card, and also the Wheel of Fortune. Hermit card, Lover's card, Wheel of Fortune. So, Hermit card. Somebody is definitely in hermit mode, which is a good thing because in hermit mode, you get a chance to learn lessons and sift through everything. And God is actually downloading these messages from the inside out. Like, you get a chance to look at things when you're in hermit mode from an objective but practical standpoint, like with a checklist of things, right? Here we have the Lover's card. Lover's card is partnership in business and or in love, right? So source is saying to you, I'm giving you some time. Somebody's going to feel real lucky, this cycle because this is Virgo, this is Gemini. Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is an inner planet. So Mercury is Mercury is the planet of it's a messenger planet. It's also the communication planet in all forms of communication, verbal, non-verbal, signs and wonders, winks, like God winks. However the messages are coming through to you, source is saying all the time that you are learning in this state right here, source is saying to you, everything is fine. You're starting to find out who hurt you, who you may have hurt, those kind of things. You got time to really sit down and learn. Like source has somebody's full undivided attention. And when you come up from this, you'll come up a lot wiser. And seeing how you may have hurt other people and how people have also hurt you, and like really just taking it all in. And source is saying something really has you, something has you really, really, because so how it happens is you may hurt somebody and then also end up hurting and don't see how the energy you sent out to the universe comes back around and hurt you. Like people have karmic cycles and they don't even see how, that energy that they sent out to somebody else came back to bite them and came back to hurt them. But source has you in your moment right now, like I said before, just taking it all in. So source is saying the whole purpose of all of this is to stay in your light, stay in your purpose. Remember the reason for why you're here on this earth so that you can stop that cycle. But everything is fine. Matter of fact, it's a lot of people who are, quite reflective right now because your ruling planet, Pluto, is no longer retrograde and people have their marching orders. People now know, because Pluto is an outer planet, it's a generational planet. People now know what their purpose is in breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses in their own family. That's one of them. And then Uranus is also retrograde right now. Neptune, that's not Neptune, is retrograde. Those are also generational planets. So somebody has their marching orders. Somebody says, I need to get myself focused. I'm not trying to hurt anybody and I don't want to hurt other people. So, but I need to get back in my light. I need to remember the whole reason I'm here on this earth. However many years you may think you have, whether you're younger or older, somebody is saying, I'm getting ready to make the best of the rest of the years on this planet, the best of years. I'm going to leave a mark on this planet. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm operating in agape love. And that's what this, you're sitting on your throne. It's all about agape love. I got my head and heart. They're not at war. I'm operating in agape love, right? So somebody's like, I'm not interested in hurting loved ones, and I'm not trying to be hurt by loved ones. I'm not trying to be the one that's holding the sword, creating a nightmare in people's life, but I also want to be able to see a nightmare coming. So that's the energy that somebody is on at this point. So it's all love. So Source is saying, just send out good energy from your throne. Wish people well, close out cycles and move on with your life, right? Because you got the whole world in front of you. And again, however many years somebody has left on this planet, somebody is saying, hey, listen, however many years I have left on this planet, Source, I'm operating in all light. Here we have 10 of coins. I see somebody has a very rich legacy. Somebody has a desire to have family, to kind of sort of settle down, those kind of things. But again, you have the whole world in front of you. Here we have booked and busy and not burdened at all. The only reason you would be burdened is if you go back, fall back into, as a fixed sign, fall back into hurting people. Like, oh, they hurt me, I'm going to get them back. Sources said the moment that comes across your mind and you have an option to say, okay, they did something to hurt me, I can go ahead and release that from my universe and stay on my throne, that's when you got it. Zero vengeance. Zero vengeance. There's some things are harder than others. Like somebody hurt your family members, you may say all that out the window. But I'm talking about for you. You have a real opportunity right now to keep your vibration so high that the energy I send out into the universe, I just want to keep that. I want to keep that good energy around me. So Page of Swords, I see your anxiety going away about something. Again, like I said, everything is fine. 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 So good for you. Good for you. Partnership in love, partnership in business, twin flame energy coming across your path. If it hasn't already come across your path, but stay focused, right? Here we have the Princess of Cups. Get you some coconut water. The real coconut water. Not the coconut water in the container, not the coconut water in the carton or the glass. We're talking about the island, the coconut that fell off the tree. Take a machete, cut off the top and stick a straw in it. We're talking about that. Now that tastes very different than the store-bought coconut water. And that's what Source wants you to do, is just like get your rest during this waxing crescent moon phase. Here we have the Queen of Cups. I see you being a very compassionate energy. But again, once something has been exposed, we don't have the power to change someone else's feelings about us. Just like people can't change our feelings about them. You know what I mean? So Mercury being in these planets, right? These are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is not just a messenger and a communication planet in all forms, Scorpio. Mercury is also the planet of factual memory and opinion, right? This also affects trade and commerce. So if money has come between people, their factual memory of something is just as valid as your factual memory. Their opinion of a situation is just as important just as valid as your opinion of a situation. Sometimes you don't learn a lesson until something happens in your life and wakes you up out of a zombified state. Source is saying, it's all good because it's all God. Source allows something to happen to teach everybody a lesson. And so all the time that somebody is sitting there, remember time is relative, but all the time that somebody is kind of sort of, trying to process your head and your heart and trying to make things make sense. Source is saying everybody is learning lessons. Everybody is, the whole purpose of something happening in somebody's life is for everybody to get back to their purpose. That's where your breakthrough comes in. That's where your breakthrough comes in. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a person who's sitting on their throne. You still have this maternal kind of energy, still a nurturing energy, but sources don't even nurture the negative. Nurture the positive. Great memories, good memories. The cycle has closed. Everybody got to get back to, and not only that, this is the whole purpose, is to stay in your light. Stay in your light. So Source is saying to you, stay in your light, stay in your light, stay in your light. Here we also have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups came out twice, further letting you know, stay laser focused, stay laser focused, stay laser focused, stay laser focused. Yeah, stay laser focused on your purpose. It is very true that your gifts and talents will make room for you no matter where you are. There is not a human being on this planet that can stop anybody from what source is already predestined. Not one. Not one. That's why people run smear campaigns, but them running smear campaigns still won't stop what's already predestined. We don't have that power over each other. That's why people try to look for people who are already distracted. Sources, get undistracted, get laser focused, like get laser focused. Because you're about to be booked and busy. And if you checked out somewhere still, oh, woe is me, so and this person hurt me, or I can't believe I didn't see how bad I hurt that person, or those people, or whatever the case may be, sources saying, hey, listen, the sooner you can get in your light, your purpose, that's really where the healing is. So source can show you so that it doesn't happen again to you, or you'll be able to see that people walking up to you with a sword in their hand. You know what I'm saying? So 10 of coins. Here we have the 10 of cups. Here we have the King of Pentacles. Very nice. Here we have the four of wands. We have the 6 of wands. We have the 9 of wands. And then we also have the 7 of Pentacles. I do see somebody's money growing, continuing to grow. It's harvest time for you. Remember, life is not just about money. You can have a whole lot of money and be always looking over your shoulders. Source is saying this is about building healthy relationships with people. Here we have the King of Pentacles, which is the wealthiest card in the deck. We also have the 9 of wands. And so sources say you're at the end of a long and arduous journey. Don't go back into a state of confusion, a wilderness situation. Remember, Mercury, which rules these two signs right here, deals with factual memory. So if you're spending more time talking about how you remember something versus how another person remembers something, and this is vastly different where it's causing this static, or their opinion of something versus your opinion of something, source is saying you need to be this clear about confusion. The enemy, meaning the devil, not another human being. The devil is the author of confusion. And if you allow another person who is still lost and still trying to figure out their way out of their own wilderness to confuse you, you are just as confused as they are. So that's a willful act to be confused. After sources said everybody on this on this right here, that's what this card is about. Everybody on this planet is worthy of a purpose. You have a purpose. You have God-given gifts and talents. The moment you decide, hey, I forgive myself for hurting other people. I forgive other people for hurting me. I just forgive, and I'm operating in the spirit of love, and I need to operate on that frequency. You're gonna feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. Somebody's gonna feel like not only a huge weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. I see you celebrating something. Here we have the 10 of cups, again, building your community. I see somebody with their person, like I said, not only building your community, but in a community, feeling like a family, and also with your person, building, your community where everybody's inner child feels nurtured. It just feels very protected in your community, right? So here we have it. And I see you being victorious again at doing that. So like I said before, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And that's what source wants somebody to focus on, is being grateful for it all. Being grateful for it all. Everything has we're born into a world of moon phases and moon cycles, right? It's not just people who have a menstrual cycle, right, where you feel like your body is purging, waste, or, preparing for new creation. It's the same thing, and you can learn that from nature as well. But like I said, somebody's mind is kind of sort of off. A source is downloading information into you while you're in your hermit mode. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let me see. All right. For Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness is what I'm seeing here. Operating from a frequency of love. Pure agape love. You don't have any issues with anybody. You've learned whatever lessons you needed to learn. And so you are opening up a space for new and exuberant love to come across your path. You're not going back into a confusing situation, because all of this is your universe. So even if you have a confusing situation in your professional life and you're trying to wait on some love in your personal life, again, it's taking up space. Source is saying you're going to have to clear out your entire universe. Like clear out all confusion in your universe. So here we have connect with the earth. I do see somebody possibly hugging a tree or doing some kind of earthing, recharging from the earth and getting rooted and grounded. That's also going to help you to see how earth signs need to be rooted and grounded, and how they look at, it can be unearthing for some energies, because we're talking about the element of the earth. Some people need to be connected to community, and for them, when they're thrown out of, it's not thrown out of a community, or they feel like, okay, something has happened where they're no longer a part of a community, or something that feels like family, or it can come across as clingy to some people. Like for air signs are just kind of like I won't say they're independent. Yeah, they are. They're independent. Like they can just be anywhere all the time. And I mean that in the highest form of love, because their information comes through the air. But earth signs need to be rooted and grounded. You all are emotionally, and I saw somebody put a really negative comment about Scorpios under my video. To my response to that, when I say Scorpios are emotionally, the smartest sign in the Zodiac, and someone put a negative comment. Keep in mind, even if you're a cross watcher and you have had a negative experience with a Scorpio, it may be best for you to pull your own birth chart to see if you have Scorpio in your birth chart, to see, let me see how I can connect with that part of myself before you give another Scorpio in another human body the power to keep you still thinking about them, still having some emotional attachment to them, still having certain ideas about them. You're giving access to all of your elements to another human being. You're giving power to another human being. When you may have you may have Scorpio somewhere in your birth chart. And that's the whole purpose of my readings. It's all love. So Source is saying to you, keep your vibrations as high as you can. Delusion. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So again, if you say, well, my intention was not to hurt somebody, or they intended to hurt me, Source is saying, without learning the lesson about yourself, it's just delusion. It's just delusion. It's better to say, you know what, I learned a lesson. Source, what you wanted me to learn, it's all love. I don't have anything out. I don't have any ill will, ill feelings towards people. I'm not trying to block anybody's money. I'm not joining in any negative conversations about them. I just bring it all back to focus, back to center. So that's what I'm saying for you. So you're going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted, and it makes room for new love. Here we have, what do you need to release? That's right. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? Because I guarantee you, these people right here that's in harmony, you got the 10 of Pentacles, and you also got the 10 of Cups. These are energies that's in harmony with each other. They making sure their inner child feels protected, nurtured, and secure. That's also going to connect somebody with the element of earth too, because everybody wants to feel secure here on earth. You want to find your group of people. You want to find your community. And some people, it takes them a little bit longer. So here we have, you're definitely going through a rebirth. Here we have number 6. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. Yep, found myself in the presence of life. So somebody's definitely going through a rebirth and starting to understand, understand, and overstand things a little bit more. 444, I am protected. You always have been protected. I am protected. Trust your journey. Trust the way that your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. I am protected. 444. The number 4, the light side of the number 4, is when people feel like they know that they are divine beings of light who are having a human experience. On the dark side of that, some people are so super serious that they feel like they got to get everybody aligned together to validate their opinion or their thought about something. And Source is saying that's the dark side. You don't need anybody else to validate when you sit down with self and let Source download information to you about a situation, about how that sword cuts both sides. So, yep. Let's close it out. Let us close it out. Here are the questions for the moon in Capricorn for those of you all who want the questions. First question is, what are your top 3 priorities this week, this month, and this year? Second question is, what are your biggest fears? Third question is, do you have specific daily rituals and routines that nourish you? Fourth question is, do you reward yourself when you accomplish something? And then last but not least is, how much of your day or week do you block out for self-care and personal development? Affirmations for patience. I'm here in this present moment. I have all that I need. I lack nothing. Time is relative. Right now is all that matters. I wait with excitement. All good things come in due time. All is working for my highest good. And that is the truth. That is the double truth, Ruth. It is definitely working out for your highest good. But again, like I said, when you're learning the lessons of how that sword cuts on both sides, your recollection of certain things may be significantly different from somebody else's recollection. And guess what? Both feelings are valid. Both opinions and both factual memories are valid. So Source is saying move on, in love, go through this rebirth, let it be as stress-free as possible, and try to remove all the stressors from in you and around you as you move on. But life is about to get much sweeter for somebody. And like I said before, everything doesn't have to be as intense. That is what I have for you. I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.